Hey guys, it's DC and welcome to the Soap Sanctuary where all soap lovers are welcome. Happy New Year, guys. I am actually just getting out of Starbucks right now after studying for like 4 hours. The semester doesn't start till Monday, but I'm trying to get a head start on all of my work. And I'm trying to do my reviews, my videos very impromptu without all the video effects, the intro, because when I usually add all of that, it just becomes a very arduous process and the videos don't get done. So this is my way of infusing my balance and trying to get these videos out there. So anyways, this is my General Hospital review on Lulu's Unraveling. Let me just say this and start off and say that I absolutely love the way I have my notes right here. I literally was writing my notes once I was finishing up like my study and all that stuff. But let me just say this. I actually really love the way GH is handling Lulu's return and out of her coma. It's bringing down all these elements, but it's also giving us a trip down memory lane, right? Because with Lulu's memory loss over the last 4 years, we're uncovering all the different things that have basically happened over the past 4 years, which is Cyrus and Martin being Laura's brothers, Nicholas's incarceration, Spencer and Luke's death, the birth of baby Ace, Charlotte getting shot, which was something they just brought up. I think it was on Monday or Friday's episode. And I was like, whoa, like even I forgot about that, right? Maxie and Brooklyn becoming close, Dante and Sam, Nina marrying Sonny. So it's taking us down this trip on memory lane and reminding us everything that happened down these past 4 years. And this is how you do a successful storyline with someone coming out of a coma. But I feel like in soaps, because there's so many years and so much history, it should always be this nostalgia that we should be able to experience multiple times within a year. And especially when you're trying to bring in new viewers and they don't know who anyone is, these things are very important because it helps give newer viewers context. And I think what happens is that a lot of soap writers forget that. Well, I think they forget that they need to bring in new viewers. And so they keep writing and keep writing and keep writing. And newer viewers, when they come in, they can't really even follow what's going on. Now, it's even with the primetime show, because primetime show generally gives a lot of context because they're trying to tell a lot of a story in 1 hour. And then on top of that, they only have seasons, whereas soaps are going on forever and ever, amen. Which I think for that reason, soap should be having more context. So, you know, when you're having characters like the Quartermains on screen or the Spencers or the Cassadines, we should know who's who in the scene. I'm not saying that Sam has to go, oh, Molly, how's my sister today? But certain things should be clear. Like with most soaps, when I first started watching soaps, it took me maybe a month and a half, 2 months to know who everyone was. With YNR, it took me 6 to 7 months because YNR are just that slow with storytelling. But I like this because if anybody was just coming to watch GH and they were getting to know everyone, they could be part of that trip down memory lane. Like, oh, like her daughter got shot last year by that same Anna woman. That's why the Anna woman's trying to protect her so much, right? I think context is very necessary when you're watching a soap. You need that context in a sense, right? So let's talk about Alexa Havens. Is it Havens or Havens? Coming from All My Children GH. I knew when they said she was going to be Lulu, she was going to kill it. Because she killed it as Babe on All My Children. All My Children, to me, was so big on storytelling and character development. Like, All My Children didn't have secret agents and that kind of stuff like the way One Life to Live did or GH did or Days of Our Lives did. But they were very big on storytelling. I feel like Bold and the Beautiful is the All My Children for CBS. But All My Children knew how to tell a story. And that's something you can take on it. It was a really good show. Albert would disagree because Albert wasn't watching All My Children, but he also wasn't watching One Life to Live either, and that's why I got canceled. But Alexis Havens coming on from All My Children, man, she brings such life into this role as Lulu. Like, you can really feel like this is a woman who's coming out of a coma, who's really rediscovering everything. It's kind of like, it feels so authentic. And I think when you bring someone out of a coma, sometimes it's good when it is a recast. Because the recast, in a way, that actor or actress is trying to like figure out who this character is as they're acting the character, right? And that's normal because when you get out of a coma, you're trying to figure out, well, who am I now after all these years that's passed? Where do I fit into all these different, you know, all different characters in the show, right? All these different people around me, where do I fit into their world now, right? Because when Lulu was in her coma, she was with that guy, I forgot his name. He played Brody on My Life to Live, and he played a whole other character in GH. I forgot the name. But like, where does she fit in with Dante? Dante just lost Sam, right? Where does she fit in with her son, who's grown up? Where does she fit in with Charlotte, who's now been on the run with Valentine for the past few years? Where do I fit in with all these people? And how do I accept the truths of the changes that are taking place? Like my father dying. Her finding out that Luke died, I was like, oh snap. Like, because I had forgotten that too, that Luke had died, right? And it was like, she's reliving everything that we as viewers have seen over the past few years. And it was very tremendous writing, in my opinion. Very, very tremendous writing. You know, and I want to talk about we even get to see the dynamics of Lulu's prioritization over Charlotte over Rocco. Now, the thing about it is that with Charlotte, Valentine has been her predominant parent from birth, in a sense, I believe, right? So he's been with her the longest time. And do I believe that Valentine wants Charlotte around for his own selfish reasons? Of course. That's the only thing I think keeping him sane. But then when Lulu said to him, she's going to live life as a fugitive? You think that's safe? But then when he brought up, she's not safe in Port Charles either because Anna shot her. And I'm like, she wasn't safe in Port Charles because of Victor Castline. Technically, she's still safer in Port Charles. I mean, there's no really going around that aspect. Now, the thing is that with Lulu, the town rallied behind her in her recovery and finding a donor. It was very much giving Maureen Bauer. She's a very loved character by Canvas. And I think that's what makes this storyline so much more powerful. And it's crazy because Laura and Lulu have such parallels. They both killed a man. They both been in a coma for years trying to rebuild their life. Remember when Laura went catatonic and then she came back? So they're both rebuilding their lives. And I personally prefer Lulu over Lucky, honestly. I feel she's more worth rooting for as a character. That's just my personal opinion, my personal take. And I just feel the storyline is very well done, honestly. Now, when we're looking at other Spencers, Michael and Willow, Michael technically is a Spencer, technically, right? He's a Corinthos, but just go with me on this. Okay, here's the thing. Michael needs to keep his foot on Willow's neck, figuratively speaking, of course. That sounds harsh when you're saying that because Michael's a man and Willow's a woman, but you get what I'm saying. I just feel that it's important when you're in a relationship to express a range of emotions, sadness, anger, frustration. And the thing is that this is going to sound very, what people call toxic of me to say, but I think when you're in a relationship, you need to keep your partner in a sexually competitive state. That's just my opinion. I know how that sounds, very modern of me. But the reason why I say that is because when people know you are heavily desired, they will ensure not to lose you. And the thing is that if they feel like you're heavily desired, it makes them even see themselves more valuable because they're with you. And I feel like Willow has forgotten that Michael is also still a prize too. Because Willow is like, oh, it's Willow, you know, like she's like this great, amazing character for everybody, like almost like a young Maureen Bauer. I don't see it though. But she's forgetting that Michael is a prize too. And Michael is still trying to kiss her buttocks, even in all this going on. Like, I want to fight for my family. But is she fighting for her family? Because the thing is, when you're in a relationship, it's only going to work if both people want it to work. If one person's like, I don't know, I'm not sure, it ain't gonna work, boo. And because the other person's going to feel like, I'm going to fight for this, and maybe if I fight for this enough, they'll be inspired to fight for it too. But what if that doesn't work? And then you start to feel resentment. And so the thing about it is that both people have to be on the same page. And I think Michael needs to remind Willow that he's still Michael is a good looking man. I don't care. No, y'all, your Jewish viewers say y'all are haters. Michael is a good looking man. And so he can find somebody too. And he needs to keep himself in a sexually competitive state. But the problem is that he's now equated himself to Willow because of the fact that he slept with Sasha. He's made himself almost like her equal in terms of the transgressions that have happened in their marriage. And in a way, yes, but he's still a prize too. And I think he's kind of forgotten that in a sense. Now, here's the thing. With Willow, Nina is all she's got. Nina's all she's got at this point, right? You always have to have your people in place. And I knew there was going to come a time where Carly was not going to be on Team Willow, and that's when Nina was going to come in and be the super mom for Willow, as she is now. right? So the thing about it is that I feel that when you're in a relationship and someone's doing you wrong, the moment you don't have a backbone, people lose respect for you. People actually respect you when you hold them accountable. And that's what he's not doing with Willow, unfortunately. Now, that pretty much concludes my GH video. Happy New Year, by the way, guys. I think I said that in the beginning of this video. You know, the thing is, I'm trying to record these videos on the fly, like in between classes, in between studying, like I just did right now at Starbucks. Because I have a really, really busy schedule, as I'm sure you guys all know. Seeing clients right now in therapy, an internship. So it's kind of a lot going on. I have been considering launching another YouTube channel documenting my journey in grad school, because I just feel like when I see like a day in life of grad students, there's not a lot of men doing it. And I'll be honest too, like I guess another observation I noticed is that there's not a lot of black guys doing it too. And I feel like in the counseling and therapy field, the mental health field, there's not a lot of black men. You don't see a lot of that on YouTube, because I watch a lot of day in the life subs, lawyers, attorneys, medical students. I watch all that stuff. It's just nice motivation. But I don't see a lot of that. But there's a part of me that struggles with the fact that I still want to maintain my privacy, because if you guys notice, I've never said where I've gone to school. I don't really say where I live. You know, I live in Florida. That's about it. And that's just to protect myself, because soap fans be crazy. So in my mind, I don't know. I think it'll be kind of beneficial to have like a mental health channel where I talk about grad school, the process, the day in the life of this and that. And I think all those things can be under that umbrella. And I'm debating it. I've been debating it for a minute. I really have been debating it. Of course, it would be separate from Soap Sanctuary. It'd be super separate. It would be super separate. It might have the word sanctuary in the title, but it would be all the way separate, in a sense. So that's what I've been contemplating. I will say some lessons I've learned during 2024, like Michael. Speaking up for yourself and being direct. I become more direct. I think especially now doing therapy with clients, I've learned to be more direct about things. Especially since at some point in time I'll be counseling couples in the future. I have to be very direct as well with that. I have learned to never negotiate with reality. And what I mean by that is when you see something a certain way, don't try to paint it as something else in your mind. Acknowledge that this is what it is and ask about what that is and call it out as it is. Instead of trying to hope it can be or maintain or merge into something else. I've also learned in 2024 to choose what chooses you. Life is a lot easier that way. Choose a job that chooses you, choose a relationship that chooses you, choose a person that chooses you. It's just easier that way. Like when I was going to grad school, it was in between two schools. One waitlisted me and another one accepted me, which is the one I'm at now. The one that waitlisted was my top choice. But the one that accepted me right away, they laid out the red carpet for me. And I just find that, like, okay, even relationships, right? I find the people that chose me, that were indecisive about whether or not they wanted to be with me, were the best partners I had. Even if it didn't work out down the line, but those were like the best partners that I had. The ones that chose me. I know, I sound a little red pill. I'm okay with that though. I'm okay with that. But choose what chooses you. Life is so much more simple that way. For example, I think moving to where I live now for school, for grad school, I was really trying to build so hard to build community, but I'm like, what about the community that I already have, the community that has already chosen me? You know, why not just grow that out? And if something else comes, and that's fine, but why not grow that community out, the one that I already have? I'm also in some ways too, guys, contemplating if I will continue with Soap Sanctuary after my third year in this program, because I'm my second year now. My third school year is from 2025 to 2026, and that's my third and final year in my master's program. And I am actively, tentatively pursuing to do my PhD after this. And I just don't know how Soap Sanctuary fit into that, to be honest. It's going to be a lot. But I mean, maybe I still can. Because I mean, also I think about it sometimes, like who else want to talk to soaps about? I think I just spit twice. Who else want to talk to soaps about with you guys? Because there are times other people don't watch soaps. And I love my soap subscribers. You guys, I love this channel. I love it. I love this channel. I remember when I first made Soap Sanctuary years ago, it was just something to really do during the pandemic. And then it just spiraled into life of its own. I mean, a lot of opportunities come from it. I've gotten to connect with Albert, as you know, the man who got One Life to Live canceled. I got to connect with JLJ Media. I've gotten to interview the director of General Hospital. So there's a lot of amazing, great opportunities that have come from this channel. And I still think I do want to continue it. I'm just trying to figure out how to merge the two worlds. You know what I mean? But I think we can have a way to do it, because I even like doing my character analysis reviews, right? From like a psychological perspective on soap characters. I don't see nobody else doing that. But yeah. Oh, one last lesson I learned from 2024 is that everything is a seed planted. Some things take time. You know, I'm at 900 subscribers. I'm sure if I was doing this more regularly, I would be at 1,000 plus. I'm almost sure I would, but I'm okay with where I'm at, because it's not about the numbers for me. It's about the quality and the connection of the content putting out there. So anyways, guys, that is my General Hospital review on Lulu's Unraveling. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.